G'day guys, welcome to COVID Performance. This is the first episode of my ghetto Vh45 Q45 build. Anyway, enough chit chat, let's get straight into it. So here guys, I'll show you my project. What's that? It's a 2J, but that's a different story. We'll go over here, I'll just show you. Sorry about the condition of it at the moment, it's pretty dirty. So this is a 1993 model Nissan Infiniti Q45. I bought the car for $1,500 a couple of years ago. So basically it's a V8 4.5 litre twin cam with this funny intake setup. A lot of people always ask, is it a V6? No, it's a V8. Coil and plug. 6-bolt mains, forged crank, forged rods, bearing girdle, and a lot of other little goodies that make this engine a wolf in sheep's clothing. Well, the car actually, a wolf in sheep's clothing. There was only 200 of these imported to Australia. They're 300C wheels. I mean, to give you a bit of a look at the inside, it's not too bad. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with this yet, if it's going to be a full track car or if I try to register it. But if it's a track car, it's going to be getting a lot of the stuff taken out of it. The key is actually awesome. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a piece of jewelry. You know, it's so thick and heavy. So far I've custom made this oil return setup, that's an inspection plate for the timing chain guides. This being a 93, I believe, has the metal timing chain guides. So yeah, that's the first thing I did. Also ran a feed line from the oil sender. I have fabricated myself this manifold, which is a bit ghetto. It comes up underneath the cross member via, it's got V-bands where I've welded on the back. And this hooks into the other stuff, which I'll show you very shortly, which then comes up here. The turbo sits here. There's still a little bit of cutting to do around here, but that's another story. As far as room, as you can see, there's not much room even for a non-turbo setup. So yeah, that's as far as I've got with this vehicle so far. But I think it's going to be a very interesting build. Even with bits missing off it, it still looks, there's something about it. I just like this car. Obviously it's going to look a lot different to that once it's finished. But yeah, it's unique. I guess it's like a drift taxi in a lot of ways. There's my COVID Performance logo across the back. Just different, and I like being different. So anyway, that's a bit of a rundown of my Nissan Infiniti Q45 turbo build. Here we have a couple of items that I'll be fitting to the vehicle. So hopefully in the next few episodes, I have fitted a few of these things already. This is a custom bracket that I made up for this is a GT45 turbo, Chinese brand. This has been custom made. Obviously the pipe work, which V-bands via that back into the vehicle that I showed you earlier. So originally I had a 60 Mil Wastegate, which is a little bit bulky, and also after talking to a few people that have turbocharged these, I have now decided to go to a 44 Mil Wastegate, which I will fabricate, and that will, just having a look at the orientation, that will mount onto here. I'll have to drill a hole, it'll come up here. Screamer pipe or whatever you want to call it comes down into the under the chassis, I guess. This thing here is something I will eventually wire into the ECU as well. It is a airflow controller, so it's 5 dial, and because I want to run E85, I will be able to muck around a little bit here. I'm not going for massive power. Realistically guys, I'm looking at about 450 to 500 on E85, and that is quite easily achievable from the information that I've received And also I've been in some vehicles that have had this particular engine, including an S14. It had twins on it. It had twin Garretts. Mine's going to be a single turbo. But yeah, it was awesome. And it was only running on low burst, probably about 10 pound, 11 pounds. So I'm really excited. What a workout. Man, that GT45's heavy. It's crazy. I thought I would just do a couple of curls with it. Man, it's just too much. It's too much for me. Anyway, when things get too much or too hectic, you just find the nearest sports seat, which is sitting in your house somewhere, racing seat, whatever you want to call it, and you just take a seat like I'm going to do. And I'm going to try not to get up too quick and put myself into a freaking coma because, as you can see, the roof is pretty low. Anyway, guys, in the next few episodes, hopefully we're going to make some progress. I want to have the intercooler set up, bolted on there. I want to have all that stuff that I just showed you, all this stuff painted and ready to go on. I can't start the car at the moment because all this is off it. Turbo's not hooked up, so oil's just going to piss everywhere unless I block it off, which I'm not going to do. But to tell you the truth, guys, it sounds freaking wicked. I've had a mate ask, I just kicked it over after it not running for 6 months, and he's like, wow, what is that? And it's like, it's a twin cam Nissan V8 engine. It's just a monster. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.
That's it, Brian? Yes.